So in my last video, I talked about how to avoid Vegas hookers and Vegas escorts. In this video, I'm going to talk about the scams that they run. So if you decide to get some, I do not judge. That is your business. But if you decide to get some, you have the knowledge and you know what to be on the lookout for. I will also throw in, there are sometimes some thieves masquerading as escorts/prostitutes. So be on the lookout for those. And I will also let you know why that is detrimental and how to avoid it. Before we get started, my name is Mr. Nocturnal. Make sure you give me a like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help this channel grow. But let's get right into it. So the number one worst thing that can possibly happen to you is if you meet a girl, she may be in the club. Sometimes I have seen some escorts in the club. She may be outside the club. You know what I mean? Wherever it is that you meet her, you agree to go back to her place. She'll probably be staying in the South End, you know, probably in a motel, something like that, something very sketchy. The reason why that is the worst possible movement, the worst possible thing you can do is because she is in control of everything. She's in control of the environment. You are going in blind. You do not know what's waiting for you at the other side of that door. You don't know where she's taking you. She may say you're going here, but you may not know where you're going because you're not familiar with Vegas. She could take you anywhere and do God knows what, drug you, rob you, probably definitely gonna rob you usually. Or it just may be a really sketchy area and you just may be uncomfortable. There may be a pimp, might beat you up, extort you, any of those scenarios. That is the worst case scenario. If I even see a one-floor hotel or one floor anything, I'm not going in there. It's sketchy. Sorry for all the people who live in ranches. Anything that's one floor, they're up to no good. So how can you avoid this situation, you might be wondering? A few different ways. First and obvious is don't solicit escorts or prostitutes. But if you're going to do it anyway, your mind's already made up. You don't go to their place. You go back to your place. So at least you could control some of the environment. Now that is not totally safe, as I'll get to later, because there are other things that you have to worry about even in your own space, even in your own hotel. Another bad situation that could happen. Y'all talk wherever y'all meet or whatever, etc., and then you bring her to your hotel. She either tells you some story of, hey, I just got to let my girlfriend know where I am so she knows I'm safe. That is a very real explanation. There are many girls who do this. So just because a girl says that, that does not mean she's an escort or a prostitute or anything like that. That safety is very paramount for women. It is not to be taken lightly. If she doesn't work here, if she's not from Vegas, they're a whole lot more dangerous. Because if they work in Vegas and they live in Vegas, then you know what? They're usually safer because they live here. They have the reputation. They're easier to find. If they're from far away and they don't live in Vegas any longer, then you know what? They may be coming here to work. And what do I mean to work? Just to come get, maybe make $50,000, $80,000, robbing from some people, and then they're gone and you'll never see them again. However, if she happens to be a working girl, you do not know who she is sending your room number to, her location to. It could be her handler, her pimp, a boyfriend. It could be whomever it is. It may be for devious reasons. It may be for legitimate security concerns because they may be scared of you. However, I'm not worried about that right now. I'm worried about you. If you stay on, I don't know, on 802, something like that, they now know where you're going to be at. And if you guys stay in touch, let's say it's not an escort, she's just playing you or whatever, she might meet up with you later and then send somebody else to your room to rob you. Or while you're there, you guys might crack a few drinks, do something like that. If you've been drinking, you obviously got to use the bathroom. You may leave your drink unattended and she may slip you something that is going to knock you out while she robs you. This can also happen in many other cities, so just make sure to be vigilant and be aware. But how can we avoid that situation? The best way to avoid that situation is to, well, you could just not bring any girls back that you're a little sussed out about. But let's say you're not thinking with this type of head, you think with the other head. You know what you can do? Bring your drinks with you in the bathroom. You're going to want to employ what women should do because guess what? Women do have to face this on a day-to-day basis. And if they offer you drugs or whatever, let's say you're into that stuff, buy it from whoever your guy is and don't take theirs. That is what I will tell you because you don't know what they may be giving you. Also, a problem with this that you may run into is, you know what? You may think that you're paying for this and you're getting this. She may stall you, then knock, knock, knock. Some people are at your door, maybe be a pimp, a handler, any type of thing like that, and they come in and yet again rob you. You can get robbed quite a bit. So this other scam is very different than the other ones. They're not about to rob you, or they usually don't rob you, but pretty much in Vegas, they have people handing out flyers where a girl comes to you for like $99, $100, whatever the price may be. And sometimes you see people advertising it as they're driving by on their cars, etc., etc. When you call the number on the flyer, it's supposed to be a girl who comes to you. But before that, you have to give your credit card number because they have to charge you. You're giving your credit card number online to a place that you might not know is reputable, and you do not know who they are. So for obvious reasons, I don't have to tell you the problem with this. Scamming is huge right now, so giving up your bank information, I would not say is all that wise. However, some companies are legit, some companies are not legit. You never know. So that is one thing that may happen. You have to understand that you are now putting your credit card info out for people to do God knows what. But if they do happen to be legit and they do send a girl to your place, it may not be what you think. So that's not really a scam, but it's kind of scamish. So when they come to you, you may have to pay the girl extra for her to even come in, if she decides to come in, or she could just say, well, you just paid me to come here and this is it, because that is technically all you paid for. So that would be additional money to get her inside. Or certain people do come in and all they will do is strip for you, because prostitution is illegal in Vegas. Some people are a little more stickler with that, and some people are a little more free with that. So here's another scam that they may run on you, or something that could potentially happen to you, is you meet a girl. You may not know she's a working girl, or you may know she's a working girl. It doesn't really matter. It may be one girl, it may be two girls, and let's say they bring you to the strip club, they bring you to a bar, they bring you even inside of a club, and you know what? You're like, wow, okay, I'm out. Nothing can really happen to me. You know what I mean? There are people around, so you feel safe. However safe you may feel, you may not be totally safe. Because you know what? They may be able to slip something in your drinks. Now, this doesn't have to be just for a working girl. Any girl can do this. So if they slip something in your drink, you're like, you don't know up from down. You are essentially blitzed. Now, this next scam has nothing to do with if you're an escort or a prostitute. It's really just outright theft. And you know what I mean, just robbing somebody. But pretty much they come on to you, and it's usually they work in groups, and they just lift your wallet without you noticing, because they're pressing up on you, they're touching you, you're a little drunk, and they know what they're doing. They're pros. And then they'll hand that wallet off or whatever to somebody else. And if you did happen to notice that, oh my God, I lost my wallet, you might check them thinking, oh, they definitely did it, and you would be right to. But they no longer have the wallet because they already handed it off to somebody. You might also be thinking, oh, well, I'm safe in my own big establishment because they have cameras and all that. That is true. However, would you do all that work if you did get robbed for $20,000? So if they did take a watch or jewelry, cash or whatever, would you want that coming out to your wife? Probably not, and that is what they are banking on. So if you have a wedding band or anything like that on, you are more of a target, because you probably will not blow up your family for $20,000, or if you lost $40,000, purely because you might lose a whole lot more money in the divorce. So people know that, so this does happen a lot more than you hear about. It just gets charged to the game. So I left a couple of links to articles in the description below where you can read up and see this for yourself, so you don't have to just take my word on it. You can see that this stuff really happens. So now that we've wrapped up this video, let's go over what we have learned. Number one, if she's an escort or a prostitute, never go back to where she is, because you do not know what's waiting for you on the other side of that door, and you are not in control of any of the environment. Number two, if you bring her back to your place, be wary of your drinks and make sure she does not slip you anything. Number three, if you are into buying drugs, do not buy drugs from her. You don't know what she may be giving you. And four, this doesn't really have to do with escorts and prostitutes, but just be aware of your surroundings and make sure that you do not get robbed, and understand that if you bring somebody to your own room, anything can happen because they now know where you stay. And be prepared for if you hear a, or if she is stalling. If she is stalling, that is a sign to kick her out. But all of this is easily avoidable if you just don't engage in these types of acts to begin with. But if you are going to engage in these types of acts, maybe just have a smash pad or something like that. What's that word from the Jersey Shore? A smush room. There we go. Have a smush room, a separate hotel, or a separate room in a different hotel, or in the same hotel. I don't really care. Whichever works out for your budget. So these are my tips. This is what could happen to you if you guys do happen to get an escort or a prostitute. Let me know if anything has happened to you. If you guys have the balls to drop that in the comment, or if something has happened to your friend. I'll be very interested to see. My name is Mr. Nocturnal. Make sure you guys leave me a like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help this channel grow. And until next time.